A new phase in America's race for air dominance has begun. In May 2026, two of the most powerful aerospace companies on Earth crossed a milestone that could determine the future of aerial warfare for decades to come. Deep inside secure development facilities, Pratt & Whitney's XA103 and GE Aerospace's XA102 both completed critical assembly readiness reviews within days of each other, signaling that the competition has officially moved beyond theory and into the era of physical engine construction. The stakes are enormous. The winning design will power the Boeing F-47, the United States Air Force's sixth-generation stealth fighter under the Next Generation Air Dominance program. Military planners are not simply choosing an engine, they are choosing the propulsion architecture that may define American combat aviation through the middle of the century. Billions of dollars are on the line, strategic supremacy is on the line, and according to senior defense officials, the outcome could shape the balance of power in future conflicts against China and other near-peer adversaries. In this video, we analyze the full technical and strategic duel between the XA102 and the XA103, the two programs competing to become the beating heart of the F-47 sixth-gen fighter, and by extension, the propulsion architecture that will define American air superiority well into the 2060s. This is not a story about two engines. This is a story about two competing technological philosophies, and the decision between them will be one of the most consequential in the history of U.S. military aviation. The F-47, developed under the Next Generation Air Dominance program, commonly referred to as NGAD, is not engineered simply to defeat today's threats. It is designed to remain lethal against adversaries that do not yet exist. Operating alongside unmanned collaborative combat aircraft loyal wingmen, equipped with advanced directed energy weapons and sensor systems that push the boundaries of current classification, the F-47 sixth-generation fighter will operate in environments of extreme range, extreme speed, and extreme electronic complexity. It will be required to penetrate contested airspace, survive long-range engagements, generate massive onboard electrical power for its weapon systems, and manage thermal signatures with a precision that no previous combat aircraft has demanded. All of that requires an engine, or more precisely, a propulsion architecture that has never flown before. That is exactly what the U.S. Air Force set out to create when it launched the Next Generation Adaptive Propulsion Program, known as NGAP, and the XA102 and XA103 are the result. Both engines belong to a revolutionary class of power plants known as three-stream adaptive cycle engines. To understand why this matters, consider how conventional turbofan engines work. They operate with a fixed bypass ratio, a static relationship between airflow through the core and airflow around it. That ratio is a compromise, optimized for one flight regime at the expense of others. Adaptive cycle engines eliminate that compromise entirely. By dynamically redistributing airflow between three separate streams, the core, the primary fan bypass, and a dedicated third bypass stream in real time, these engines can reconfigure themselves mid-mission based on what the pilot demands. Long-range penetration mission requiring maximum fuel efficiency, the engine directs airflow accordingly. Supersonic intercept requiring raw thrust, the architecture shifts again. Stealth approach requiring suppressed infrared signature, the third stream can be used to cool and redirect exhaust energy. Compared to conventional combat engines, adaptive cycle designs are reported to deliver up to 30% greater range, not through fuel volume, but through propulsion efficiency alone. For a platform like the F-47 fighter, that is not a performance bonus, it is a foundational requirement. GE Aerospace's XA102 represents something the company calls a first in its history, an engine developed entirely using model-based systems engineering from its inception. Rather than relying on traditional two-dimensional schematics, GE constructed a comprehensive digital engine model that integrates manufacturing and inspection planning from day one. Every component, every tolerance, every production process exists in digital form before it is ever machined. The development record speaks to the discipline of that approach. Critical Design Review completed in 2023, Detailed Design Review completed on February 19, 2025, with GE presenting its full digital engine model directly to U.S. Air Force officials and receiving formal validation to advance. Then on May 11, 2026, GE cleared the Assembly Readiness Review for the XA102, confirming that its design, manufacturing processes, and supply chain are on schedule. All Phase 1 model-based demonstrations have been completed. The company is now positioning aggressively for Phase 2 award expected later in 2026. Dr. Steve Russell, Vice President and General Manager of Edison Works at GE Aerospace, stated that the ARR completion demonstrates the maturity of the XA102 design and the strength of what GE calls its digital-first approach to next-generation military propulsion. The XA102 is designed for improved fuel efficiency, greater operational range, higher thrust output, and enhanced thermal management, all simultaneously. Whether those claims hold under physical testing will determine whether GE's digital philosophy translates to combat-ready performance. Pratt & Whitney enters this contest with something GE cannot claim: decades of direct adaptive cycle engineering heritage. The institutional lineage is significant. The Adaptive Versatile Engine Technology Initiative launched in 2007, the Adaptive Engine Technology Demonstrator beginning in 2012, the Adaptive Engine Transition Program in 2016, under which Pratt's XA101 demonstrator served as the direct technological ancestor of the XA103. While GE was building digital models, Pratt & Whitney was accumulating physical test hours on adaptive cycle hardware for nearly 2 decades. The XA103 is also a 3-stream adaptive cycle engine capable of dynamically shifting airflow across multiple flight regimes. Thrust figures remain classified, but aviation analysts broadly estimate the engine operates in the 35,000 to 40,000 pounds force class, placing it in territory that would make it among the most powerful fighter engines ever fielded. Critical design review completed in 2024. Detailed design review completed in early 2025. Then, on May 8, 2026, 3 days before GE's milestone, Pratt & Whitney completed a fully digital Assembly Readiness Review of the XA103. The workforce behind that milestone is formidable: more than 1,000 engineers and support staff, over 100 suppliers, and a digital infrastructure investment of approximately $30 million in 2025 alone. Physical prototype assembly is planned for the late 2020s, with ground testing to follow. Jill Albertelli, president of military engines for Pratt & Whitney, emphasized that her team is simultaneously developing novel digital validation tools while preparing for engine assembly, signaling that Pratt is not simply building an engine, but rebuilding its own engineering methodology in parallel. The financial architecture of NGAP establishes just how consequential the outcome is. Development contracts under the program are capped at up to $3.5 billion per company through 2032, more than 3 times the $975 million ceiling that existed when original contracts were awarded in 2022. The U.S. Air Force's fiscal year 2025 budget request allocated $3.3 billion to NGAD overall, with $2.7 billion directed to manned F-47 6th-gen fighter platform and $557 million to collaborative combat aircraft. The Congressional Budget Office has estimated individual F-47 fighter could cost up to $300 million apiece, roughly 3 times the unit cost of an F-35. Propulsion represents a major share of that figure. The winning engine must deliver not only revolutionary performance, but rigorous cost discipline and schedule reliability. Both companies understand this calculus precisely. Against historical benchmarks, the expectations placed on these engines are extraordinary. The F-135 powering the F-35 produces approximately 43,000 pounds of thrust and afterburner. Adaptive cycle successors are expected to achieve comparable or superior thrust figures while dramatically reducing fuel consumption, a combination that conventional thermodynamic constraints previously made incompatible. Beyond the competition itself, the urgency of NGAP is reinforced by the geopolitical environment in which it is taking place. Europe's Future Combat Air System, the Franco-German-Spanish FCAS program, and the UK-Italy-Japan Global Combat Air Program, known as GCAP, are both developing next-generation fighters with their own advanced propulsion requirements. China's 6th-generation programs, visible in limited open-source imagery, suggest that Beijing is pursuing parallel development on an accelerated timeline. Russia, despite economic and industrial constraints imposed by its ongoing military commitments, retains significant aerospace engineering depth. The United States currently holds the lead. The XA102 and XA103 are expected to produce the world's first flight-ready adaptive cycle engines for an operational 6th-generation fighter. That technological advantage is real, but it is not permanent and it is not guaranteed. Congress has expressed bipartisan support for NGAD funding, recognizing that air dominance is not simply a military preference, but a strategic cornerstone of American deterrence. Allies in NATO and across the Indo-Pacific are watching the program closely, understanding that the capabilities of the F-47 fighter and its engine will shape the credibility of American extended deterrence commitments. The battle between the XA102 and XA103 is therefore more than an industrial rivalry. It is a contest between competing visions of how future air power should be built, sustained, and deployed. One engine will eventually power the F-47 6th-gen fighter jet into operational service. One company will shape the next era of American aerial warfare. The question now is no longer whether sixth-generation fighters are coming. The question is which engine will carry them into the most dangerous battles of the 21st century.